The Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call.
Vice Chair Connor.
Here.
Member Samaragic.
Here.
Chair Milladeo.
Here.
We have a quorum.
Wow. Okay, the next item is approval of the agenda, but I'd like to include two items. And maybe the one we can't even include because the city manager was going to talk about fleet and capital issues, but I'm not sure if we have to go forward with that. But one item we did not take care of, and the last time, is recommending the millage. And I think
Right, we forgot to do that.
we forgot to do that, so.
And they talked about it at the
that we did.
review, and it's essentially, that's what it's gonna be. I don't think it's gonna change.
Uh-huh.
That's the, we talked about, max and minimum, and all the, they talked about what it would be projected if we raised it, and what the max we could raise it, and what we could lower it to. I don't think it's going to change.
Yeah. It's my understanding, though, right now, that if we keep it the same, it will require a unanimous vote of the commission.
Right.
Yes.
So.
Supermajority.
Okay.
No, the actual unanimous.
Unanimous?
Actually unanimous.
Oh, with
Actual unanimous this
Okay.
year.
Oh, wow,
I
that's a
don't know
change.
those rules, but we can make that recommendation right now.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Sure.
I move that we recommend that the millage rate maintain as it is and has been for the last 10 years.
Okay, second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay, all right, well, okay, a recommendation to keep the millage rate at 3.15%,
Yep.
passes. The next item is approval of the minutes. And the first minutes, oh, wait a minute. What do I have? Sorry.
Here it is.
Yeah, I think that, well, here's the minutes, but I'm just,
I'm reading them, I'm sorry I
okay,
didn't.
the May 3rd, yeah, take your time. And I looked over the May 3rd, okay. I had them here with my notes on. No, my copy is probably in my briefcase, but I've seen it.
Okay, the minutes from May 26th say that Joanne, you were here and Jack Rader was here.
You mean the minutes for May 3rd?
I'm looking at May 26th. They're attached. Page 4.
Oh, yeah, got it, okay.
It says that there was a quorum, not a quorum, okay.
Right, there was
Got it.
not a quorum, And so we just sat, and Jack Rader, a new member,
Right.
just had a number of questions, so, okay. Before we move on to the June 27th, though, if you've had a chance to read the May 3rd and, of course, the May 26th, if there's any changes to either of those?
No, not from me.
Okay, someone want to make a motion that we approve the May 3rd, and I don't even know if we have to approve the May 26th.
Why not?
Yeah.
I make a motion, we approve the minutes of the meetings held on May 3rd and May 26th, 2023.
I second that.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Now, I don't know, I went over the June 27th minutes, and I just had some questions, and, maybe, okay. On the discussion, it's just a minor thing where the city manager explained that the projects would be reviewed today and the members can subsequently rank and submit their rankings. And we actually decided to do the rankings.
In the meeting.
In the meeting, so we
Right.
should probably change that. Okay. And
Okay, in paragraph number 1, 2, 3, 4, Mr. Ray discussed, and then the ends by the committee ranked the projects, which is what we did.
yes,
Subsequently rank and submit their rankings.
mhm,
Well, I think that's true. We did subsequently rank
yes.
and submit our rankings.
But I think when we went over the actual rankings of the project and the form that we had been given, the Excel spreadsheet ranked the projects from 1 to number 31.
Right.
And basically, some of them, talked about a ranking of number 44. I guess we could just count down, and that we wouldn't count down on the Excel spreadsheet. We would count down on the other
Piece of paper we had.
piece of paper we have. I wonder if that really confuses it. I just had some problems with that. Okay, because Egan Park, for instance, on the one sheet is ranked as number 30, and then number 16. Does anyone have any suggestions how we should handle that? Or
Well, I'm still reading it.
yeah, okay.
So you think some of the rankings are different?
Yeah, and I think it's a little bit confusing. Here's the, should we just, let's see, how did we,
Is this how the commission ranked them?
no, this is how we did.
Are you looking at the minutes?
Yeah, I'm looking at the minutes for June 27th.
Okay, and what part?
When he talked about Lazzarello Park improvement, a total priority ranking of 29. But I guess I was trying to compare it to the Excel spreadsheet. And
I don't have my Excel spreadsheet with me.
then going, let's see what the number is. I've got the sheet for,
I mean, the Excel spreadsheet that we got from Sheila reflects
yeah,
the results of our
These are
meeting.
the numbers like you called out, 3, 2,
okay.
1.
Yeah, I guess that's what was confusing when we had the Excel spreadsheet, okay.
Yep.
This is what actually happened in the meeting.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay, with that in mind. Yeah, sorry about the confusion. I mean, just,
Not a problem.
all right. Does someone want to make a recommendation? Are you ready, Natalie, or do you want a little more
No, I
time?
was just looking over it. It's,
I mean, I know I gave you the numbers and that's where the total came.
Can I make a recommendation that we have the spreadsheet attached to these minutes
We do, wait.
with the listing? Because I don't think that spreadsheet is officially anywhere.
No. Well, I don't want to make, I think we're okay with that. because we did prioritize what we thought was,
Oh, yeah.
even though the ranking was maybe higher, but we prioritized the activity. And I think just making more work to have her put together a spreadsheet based on our numbers for all
Right,
those.
and the spreadsheet reflects our numbers.
Yeah,
And hopefully that spreadsheet went to the commission, I don't know.
well, the spreadsheet,
Did it?
it didn't, no, it didn't. But the actual worksheets do reflect our numbers. So that's where it came from.
Yeah, I gave them, the ranking that had all the projects listed and how they were ranked.
Okay.
Okay.
So that it's essentially they have the spreadsheet. Now, in their budget meeting, they don't rank anything, they just discuss stuff. And it kind of is, well, yeah, they don't vote on anything, they make no motions. But at the second meeting, they will in fact approve the budget, correct? Yeah,
Yeah,
with all the changes in between
right.
and all the discussions that happen between now and then.
Okay. All right, I guess, let me just go back. The spreadsheet that you did give them, it gave them all of the projects and all the rankings that we've done.
Yeah.
Okay, and that's what we didn't have. I wonder, how do you feel about that? Are we okay with what we,
I mean, I'm okay with what we
okay.
gave them.
Yeah, what we
I mean,
gave,
She was basically, putting it on in a different format to me.
Yeah.
It's like,
exactly, so, okay.
Well, yeah, this reflects the meeting, and Sheila's document reflects the input from all of us.
From all of us on all
Right.
of these sheets.
Yep.
Okay. Keeping that in mind, though, maybe next year, if we're still around, maybe if we just get the same spreadsheet, at the very end as the commission does, I think it'll be better. Okay. Does someone want to make a motion that we approve the June 27th?
I'll make a motion that we approve the June 27th.
Second?
And with the just change that we've made, we've ranked them, as we stated earlier.
Yeah.
Okay. All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay, the last one, and that's on the July 12th. You might want to take some time to go over that one. And I wonder if it'd be easier if, I'll just tell you what some of the changes I had on the minutes, and we do it as we go along?
Sure.
Okay. Just in the first one, under the general revenue fund, I don't recall talking about the proposed millage reduction, the pros and cons, but that's okay to leave it on the first page under the, with the city manager. But let's see, on the second page, under the city manager, of course, we talked about the reduction, in the not taking the insurance, and it'll be reduced from $35,000 to what? We don't really know what it'll be reduced to, right? We talked about $26,000 as an expense.
Mhm.
But, and then the public, as far as the staffing, I should go back and look at that. The public information officer has been reduced, and we have the addition of a special projects administrator.
Actually, now it's called, that's on my notes, communications director.
Okay.
has been added to the city manager's budget, but we eliminated the public information officer,
Okay.
that 40,000 that was budgeted for the public information officer.
But we didn't eliminate
We
it
didn't know.
in our meeting.
Yeah.
No, we just, what we did is we didn't include that prior to being called a communications director, that the PIO was reduced to 0.5 and the addition of a special projects administrator as a one full-time equivalent. That was my change on that. The other one, under the finance department.
Where were you looking, so I know where to make the change?
Oh, on the second, on page 2 of 6, under the city manager, sorry.
Page 9.
Okay. So these are things that were discussed,
Yeah,
okay? And we're changing,
yeah, the one, you know, when we talked about the staffing, and they had just PIO, we should probably state the PIO was reduced to 0.5, and the addition of a special projects administrator as a 1.0. I guess it's a moot point because it's all changed now, but that's,
PIO 0.5, and what was the other one?
the special projects administrator as a 1.0.
Okay.
Do you think under the finance, and I'm just making a recommendation, if you're agreement, if you're not, I just stated under staffing that CFO moved from the accounting manager and assistant city manager to, wait a minute, let's see how I put it. And just thinking, maybe I'm just making it, I think it's just important to state that the, you were the CFO
I was the accounting manager.
accounting manager before, moved from the accounting manager position to the budget,
The CFO position.
the CFO position. Okay, just, you know, and you might even want to stay because the CFO relocated to another city. It just so it's clear in there, and whoever reads these years from now.
I doubt they'll ever be read again.
Huh?
I doubt they'll ever be read again.
You never know.
Well, no, that's true. That you can have the line, you know, former CFO resigned.
But then the city attorney, I said no change from fiscal year end 2023.
City attorney, we moved.
Yeah, down below.
Yeah. There was no change, was
Yeah,
there?
and it just said inconsistent, or increased consistent with that of last year. I guess that's okay. I was just being too picky.
It's a true statement.
And the library, I said an increase in staff by 0.63.
Yep. I'm not sure that's going to fly, but this is what we said.
Yeah,
There was a lot of discussion of that at the commission meeting about what that means and why we're doing it.
and the Parks and Rec, it was just the same as last year.
Holiday decorations, oh yeah.
Let's see.
And we talked about beach law enforcement. And
You know, the insurance costs, we talked about that, but they doubled from last year in the beach. That's because maybe the program is new, I don't know. We didn't have all the staff. Just leave that out. Don't need to put that in.
And then we recommended at some point additional sheriff,
Yeah.
and the commission
I think,
said they,
would that have to do with the bus stop?
well, it's the increase in crime and everything else that's going on the beach
Yeah.
at Dolphin Village.
I think,
And what the commission talked about was increasing the part-time activity, so we don't have another full-time sheriff, but we will have the support of additional people when we need them. So it's cheaper that way.
I think, let's see if that was under,
They talked, we didn't say that. We recommended an additional person.
okay. But we haven't, all right, so that will be under, but I don't know if that, we're going to use that under, we don't want that under the under the beach, the .5?
I don't know, remember where we talked about it, but we did talk about.
I know we did.
And recommending an additional
Oh, we
police
can-
body, full-time.
Under law enforcement.
So it's there in the motion, the addition of a community officer?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's
Yep.
there.
And that, did we make that addition in the law enforcement section or in the beach? It might have been in the beach then.
It says for the enforcement of the beach ordinance?
Okay. So that would be under the beach. Okay. All right. Okay. And under, I guess the only other question was under the law enforcement, the free sun runner continuing, and that's where they talked about community officers, 24/7 patrol, rather. I think it's okay. I think under public works, street maintenance, the Shell Alleys maintenance, the reason we talked about the decrease, I don't know if we have to make it more clear that it was put under the CIP project. Do you think we should do that?
If you so desire.
I'm being too anal today, but maybe that's clear, so whoever sees the minutes will know that if they ever read them.
And what was it decreased due to?
It was just a decrease
Move to CIP.
and move to CIP.
If somebody has any questions, they can watch the video.
Yeah, and the Reclaim Water Fund, do we need to talk about, we did at the meeting about the potential 15% increase.
It's going to happen,
Yeah, we talked about it and.
but we didn't.
And the usage rate, okay, we'll
We
just leave
didn't
it.
positively say
Okay,
in our meeting,
all
but
right,
at the commissioning meeting, it was clear
okay.
it's going to happen every year.
Now, the rest is up to you guys because I had an appointment, I had to leave. Can I just ask you a question about when I didn't get this part where the additional freebie costs, and we have a pilot program with the looper. What was that all about?
Well, freebie costs are going up,
Right,
and the looper would be a test to have two freebie going in a continuous circle up and down Gulf Boulevard.
oh, okay. Did anyone ever talk about, I thought we mentioned that the hotels chip in for the,
At some point, we talked about the impact of the hotels on our whole city and the budget,
uh-huh,
and the fact that they put nothing in for freebies.
okay.
And our total bus and freebie budget is going to be $1 million next year.
Which is, went up from, the bus itself used to be like 400 and almost less than $500,000, and now it's double.
Way back when we had full bus service all the way down through Paso Grill.
Yeah, it was
At one point,
500,000.
it was 360,
Yeah,
our part of that. So it's gone up quite a bit.
it's doubled, but, okay.
And people are complaining about the freebie, that it takes more than 15 minutes to get it.
We can't please everyone unless you want to increase the taxes to pay for it,
Or have people pay for the
or have
freebie.
people pay for the freebie.
But
But
they put more cars out?
yeah, and you know what, though? When it's not a tourist time, I've noticed down in Paso Grill, they're just sitting in the
Yeah.
In a
lots.
shady spot.
Yeah, and there's nobody riding them. So I don't think you can alleviate the heavy tourist time and the demand other than having the hotels maybe have a part-time electric cart ride.
Well, one of the comments was the loop would only operate, as I recall, in the high season. Whatever the high season is.
But it would be an additional expense.
Oh, absolutely. It's $65 an hour for each freebie vehicle and driver, which seems cheap, but
But, I mean, when you spread it out over like
Oh, yeah.
3 to 4 months, we're talking about a lot of money.
Yep.
And then a lot of times too, I mean, this is,
I
and
thought that was going out for bid.
the discussion at the commission meeting was that the freebie contract is coming up,
uh-huh,
and the commission wants to make sure that they have all the pieces put together. Do they want to do the looper? And I think the freebie contract is up for bid in fall of 2024, October maybe.
mm-hmm.
So they're going to start looking at
Oh,
creating clear requirements for the request for bids, whatever they call that,
RFP.
RFP, around the first of the year.
They do a good job, but it's just an additional $500,000 or more expense that the taxpayer has to.
It's more like $900,000.
But no, if you, I'm just saying, prior, if you just had the bus, it was 500, but
Right.
now it's like over $1 million.
Yeah.
And or more.
And PSDA is thinking of totally eliminating the beach trolley and just having Sunrunner.
Would that reduce
Yes,
our bus,
it would eliminate our bus fee, which is
400?
200,000, 300. I can't remember.
I know that cat service is like 80,000, but they're still
Okay.
negotiating that, and I left that in the budget.
Right.
Okay, but, sorry, Jenny, if you have any questions we made with the changes,
I mean, we're talking about things other than, that were in the minutes.
but, does someone want to make a motion that we approve the July 12th minutes with the discussed changes?
As long as you tell the clerk what the changes are.
Yeah, I have them all
I've
written
made
out,
note.
Okay.
and I have notes here too, so, okay.
I move that we approve the amended minutes from the July 12th, 2023 meeting.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
And then just a motion to approve the agenda because you made a change, but there was no motion to approve it.
I move that we approve the changes to the agenda for today.
All those in favor? I second. Okay. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay. Thanks, guys, sorry. Okay.
Sheila, you're up.
It's up to you, Sheila. You did a great job.
Okay, so I'm keeping with the same format. Now we have completed 75% of the fiscal year. So the report is through June 30th, 2023. I will say that we went live with our new financial software, Central Square, on April 1st. So this is the report as a result of going through
Central Square.
that process. And we're still learning
I'm sure.
how it works. So it's taken a lot of time and effort on the staff's part to come up with this. So, but at June 30th, we've recorded overall, this is a very high level analysis on the first page, 56% of the budgeted revenue, but we've only spent 38% of the budget expenditures. And this is pretty typical because of the capital projects and wastewater, other projects that are, we would get reimbursed on it after the fact, after we've spent the money. So if we haven't spent the money on the project yet, there's no reimbursement. The ad valorem taxes are running right as planned. I think around 91-92% of revenue received. Usually in the last 3 months, we receive a little bit of money every year, you know, some trailing money. So I still expect to get a little bit more in. There on the first page, I've listed all of the various funds, the revenue was budgeted and the actual received, and same with expenditures. So as opposed to this time last year, we're pretty much right on schedule. And on the next page, the chart shows just the general fund revenue. As you can see, taxes and fees at 91%. Licenses and permits, 123%. The 205% on the last line under miscellaneous, that is driven by the interest earnings. And again, this year, this quarter, we're doing very well as far as interest.
Okay, that's in there. Miscellaneous includes interest. What else?
Yes.
What else is in miscellaneous?
Go through the list here, but
I think it's just basically interest.
really just
Mainly interest.
I think that's the majority of it. Just donations would be in there if we had gotten any
Okay.
donations. Let's see.
Is there any, just moving back up the page there, just a second, under licenses and permits, is that because of the Corey Avenue payment of permits and then
That was the previous quarter,
oh,
Okay.
where we received like 600-some thousand for that. This is just strictly.
residential permits,
Yeah.
hotel
Well, I mean,
permits?
this is year to date.
Year to date.
Year to date.
So-
3/4.
Okay.
And the core landing, that was under.
Which it's nice that it's up, which means there's activity somewhere.
Yeah,
Yeah, because as you can see, we've got fire inspection fees are up. Plan review fees are in that category. The plan review fees are split 50-50 between the general fund and the building fund. And under service charges, obviously, the parking always does well for us.
We're really lucky. Parking really carries us.
And rates are going to go up.
Yeah, to
The
425.
commission talked about raising it to
How much?
maybe even $5. But it's in discussion, but they're going to go up.
But what are similar cities? Do they charge $5? Seems
We had, at one point, Vince had prepared probably over a year ago a list of all the cities and what they charge for parking. And we were not the most expensive. But there's places, the commission talked about this. There's private, some of the hotels are charging
20 and 30 bucks to park there.
50 a day, some of them.
50?
50. And somebody was charging 75 a day.
Oh,
But
during heavy traffic
I'm
time?
not sure, yeah, 4th of July. But it's, one of the hotels is charging $50 a day on Saturday and Sundays.
Wow.
Permanently? I usually see.
Oh, the time changes every day.
But it's something, that would just be, we could never do anything like that where you could just change it all the time. It wouldn't be cost effective.
Well, that was actually asked by one of the commissioners. Does our control of the parking meters that we use allow us to change on different times and like on weekends?
I don't know.
Yeah, that'd be, Michelle would know.
Yeah, they're talking about $4.75 during the week and $5 on weekends.
And before, I think what they did is they had a maximum, and I think that's been changed. The maximum was $20 or something.
You could buy a pass for a day for $20. I think they've eliminated that.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's going to change, and certainly the last year's change did not decrease parking
No.
at all.
True.
And as one commissioner said, people are parking in front of his house illegally and saying, I don't care if I get a $90 ticket. I'm going to the beach.
Yeah.
Oh.
And on the next page, I'm showing the general fund expenditures by department with some various reasons there. Again, trying to see, with regard to administrative services, we now have a new procurement manager that was hired in the 3rd quarter. And that's
Will this one last more than 6 months?
seems to be going very well, I'll say that. So.
Great.
That's good. It helps out a lot because then that person could analyze and could, in the long run, save the city some money. So.
Mhm. So there, I've got the explanations if anybody has any questions on anything.
Nope.
Then on the next page, show the various enterprise funds. We've got wastewater, reclaimed, and stormwater. Again, you can see the interest revenue is way above the estimate because we would like to budget conservatively on that.
And I think a lot of it's based on timing too. So.
Yeah, we're invested in treasuries and CDs.
So the negative $897,000 at the bottom of wastewater fund. Am I reading that correctly?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's under the budgeted.
Okay.
What page?
Page
Page 4.
4.
Okay.
So that's due to what exactly?
Well, that was just what was budgeted. Right now, we're showing, I'm sure projects that are coming out of wastewater are driving a lot of this. Right now, we have a $400,000 gain.
But are we only, I guess I'm asking, a better question is, we have a 45% gain, but what percent of the project is completed?
Well, there's various projects in the wastewater fund. I think we can get you a update
I mean,
list.
is that, I thought we talked about this before. And we were always asking about,
Yeah.
you know, revenues and expenses and how it matched up to what was actually completed.
Yeah, now on the next page, I've got all the projects listed and their status.
Oh, okay, maybe that was it.
And I think too,
Oh, maybe that was it.
on the wastewater, there was going to be another increase.
Yes, and stormwater
And
too.
stormwater too. And any deficit would probably be funded by debt if there was a
In
short.
one of those two, stormwater, wastewater, they're gonna issue some bonds as a source of funding. I can't remember which, it was discussed in the commission meeting.
That was in the stormwater.
Okay.
Under that, on page 4, in the revised budget column, we have 3.3 million budgeted.
Debt proceeds.
Yeah.
But that debt hasn't been finalized yet, though.
Oh, no.
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 No, it's proposed, I guess.
Okay, so then on pages 5 and 6, we have the projects listed. And then the ones at the top, like going down to the generator power.
Yes.
Yes?
out there, all the ones at the top with generator power and on above, those are the ones that we are currently working on. We're going to make sure that whatever we haven't spent in fiscal year '23, the funds move over to '24, in addition to anything extra that we budget for. Then the ones from the seawall, going down about halfway to the parking improvements. Those are still in progress. Any ones that are either probably 95%, 100% complete, if they still have outstanding encumbrances, we'll determine if they're really complete and we'll close out the POs.
Okay.
Okay.
I have a question about the St. John's partnership. I think we killed that project.
We did.
Yes, and that actually is going to,
That was the pickleball at Egan Park, wasn't that? That we.
No,
that
the
we
St.
met
John's
with?
partnership was,
Oh, I know that, but
we were gonna
right,
build soccer fields,
that's been allocated to Egan Park.
to Egan Park, the
Okay.
pickleball, yeah, I think.
so it did get killed. All right.
And the same, and with the electric utility conversion project of 340,000.
Yep,
That's been allocated to the Gulfwind streetlights project.
okay.
So we can reallocate if it's in the fund.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Now, is that reallocation done at the commission or just?
It'll be at the budget,
Okay.
during a budget meeting.
Okay,
They're going to be approving the budget in its entirety. So does anybody have any questions on the third quarter report? And if you have any comments after the meeting, you can always email me and so the commission we have 2 budgetary hearings scheduled in September.
Good.
September 11th at 6 p.m. and Saturday, September 23rd at 9 a.m.
now, the meeting they had last week, they didn't talk about capital. They
Right,
said we're gonna have another meeting.
right.
Have they set that up yet?
As far as I know, they have not set that up.
Because I guess they kind of ran out of wind.
Yeah, because we did not talk about the fleet fund
Right.
either, because they kind of go hand in hand also.
So they're going to reschedule that.
I have not heard of the
Okay.
scheduled date.
Okay. Any questions or concerns or comments?
No, it's the same good report that we're used to.
Yes.
Which city's doing well. And I guess there's some questions that the commission is, should we be spending some of this money? The mayor brought this up. Or should we be looking at increasing our reserves?
And we talked about that too. I mean, I'm a proponent of increasing the reserves, because you don't know what's going to happen.
Well, no, I remember when we didn't have any reserves.
Yes. And, you know, we haven't had any meetings on the pension funds, and things were pretty haywire before. They're getting better now, but,
Yeah.
you know, will there be an increase in pension liabilities? I don't know.
I think, yes, the pension liabilities will probably
Yeah.
go up.
I mean, when does the person who speaks on the pension, when does he, we probably should just attend in the audience, when he makes a presentation to the commission on the pension.
Oh.
I don't think he
Is it September?
does it anymore. We used to have a person who was on the police pension board.
Not a person, but a person actually who handles the pensions.
Oh, that I don't know.
I think that's in September.
Because we had a volunteer citizen who was really into understanding the whole pension system.
Oh, I know.
Who used to talk to the commission. I don't think he does that anymore.
I can find out.
That would probably be good, because that's a critical part of, you know, the budget. And actually, too, I guess someone was looking at credit card fees, and to see if those could
Well,
be reduced, or
that
insurance.
Credit card fees is something that gets talked about almost every year. And the question is, does the city have a unified system to go after credit card fees? Do all the people that use credit cards use the same service? And do we shop around? We used to.
We did,
Yeah,
Elaine
several
did.
years ago, we did an RFP. Now,
Yeah.
the credit card, how it's processed
Right.
is dependent on the software. So we have different processors based on,
So it's
so
not,
different, the recreation department has a different
Right.
processor from the community development.
it's not as easy as saying, okay, get the same system for everybody.
I think that the recreation department, if you pay, you know, the aquatics fee.
You pay a service
You
fee.
pay a service fee, just like the restaurants do.
Yep.
So, I don't know.
Do you do that at your business? No. You
We
just,
Charge sales tax,
yeah.
tax. We don't put in service fees.
It's really tough.
Well, it's a lot of money.
It is.
It's $900,000 a year. Was that,
Something like that. Yeah.
that the city pays in credit card fees?
It
A year.
doesn't, and you don't know how, it's tough to alleviate, because
Well, it's almost impossible.
it is, you know, because we went with the, you know, the pay stations for the parking.
Parking.
If you required money, you know, that was, I remember the parking attendant used to come and take all the change out of there and the
Oh, yeah.
times.
And there'd be two of them,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and they'd lug all of it around, and then somebody has to count it.
Right, then we counted in the finance
Oh, you
department.
did?
Oh, yeah.
And then,
Oh, geez.
then the,
I mean, not the ones from the parking, he had a counter, but all the other cash and change we got from all the other departments.
and then the truck has to come and pick up all the money, because you couldn't possibly carry that.
Yeah.
Yep.
But,
So it's, you know, that cost us money. Was it $900,000 a year? Probably not.
and because there's a myriad of credit cards, I mean,
Yeah.
they charge this very fees. I don't see how you could, I don't,
Well, I guess
I don't know.
the comment should be, every piece of this puzzle should attempt to negotiate the best deal they can.
Yeah,
I agree.
especially with the parking too, if it goes up to $5 an hour and it's all paid with credit cards, this is a lot of money.
Well, hopefully the increase will compensate us for the increase that we pay in the credit card fee.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, any comments or?
I don't think so.
When's our next meeting?
It is November 1st.
Okay,
and
3
thank-
o'clock?
3 o'clock.
Oh, 3, okay. Thank you, Sheila, for the good report, and Jenny, I can get with you and give you my notes if you want me to.
I'll take them. I made mine as well, but sure.
I don't know if you can understand my writing, but
Hang in there, Sheila.
okay, does someone want to make a recommendation that we
I move we adjourn.
second?
Okay.
Goodbye.